In this lesson you will learn about user interface, make score counters display correct player scores, and show game over screen when any of the players has won. First task in the assignment was to add ability to restart game on button press. To achieve this, we have to introduce a keyboard key. You should already know how to create variables for storing key values, as we have done this before when we're dealing with player racket movement. Let's take a look what was done to make racket move. We have a public keycode variable and an if statement. Variable is public, so that we can assign values inside Unity editor. If statement is placed under the update method. A script should be always ready to react on key press. Now let's try to replicate this behavior for restarting our game. Inside Game Manager, create a new public keycode variable called restart button. Previously I have deleted update method, so I will have to recreate it. Void update. We already have method to restart our game. Now we just need to make sure it is called when key is pressed. I will add an if statement. If input.getKey, here we put our restart button, and inside curly brackets we simply call restart game method. Let's give it a try, but first set restart button value inside Unity editor. I will map mine to space. Run the game, press spacebar several times. Scene should reload each time. Also, your scene may get darker after restart. We will address this issue right after assignment. To prevent restarting game before it's over, we will create a game over check. Start by creating a new boolean variable called game over and set its default value to false. Inside update player score methods, we already have check for winners. Under the winner announcement print command, assign game over to true. Game over equals true. This should be done for both players. It is time to create an if statement to check whether game over is true or not. Inside update method type if game over equals true and include previous button press check inside curly brackets. Run the game and press spacebar. Game should continue playing until we get a clear winner announcement. Now let's try pressing spacebar, and as you can see, game restarts from beginning. And just to make things a bit more clear to us, add one more print command. Print, press spacebar to restart the game. We need to do this twice for both players. First of all, let's fix our scene lighting. This issue occurred because lighting in our scene is not baked. To bake lights, show Lighting tab first. Go to Window, Lighting, and choose Settings. Lighting tab will appear. I will drag my tab next to the inspector, as this way it will be easier to access. Now I will disable both real-time and mixed lighting. Also, I will deactivate Auto-Generate checkbox and press Generate Lighting button. Now if you run the game and try to restart, lighting should remain the same. Our game is functionally ready. The only outstanding issue is that we do not have clear communication with our players. Outside of Unity editor, players will not see the console. They will not know current score or winner. Also, nobody will tell them to press spacebar in order to restart the game. So it is time to create a user interface or UI for our game. In Unity, go to the Game Object menu, select UI and choose Text. You will notice that 3 new game objects will be created. The most important game object for user interface is Canvas. All your UI elements should be grouped under Canvas, or they won't be visible. For example, our text is under the canvas, but if you switch to Game View, you might not be able to see it. This may happen if text has been created outside of camera view. To reset its position, simply reset its transform. However, you may notice difference between usual game object transform and UI transform. As for the canvas, you can't edit its transform at all. Switch to Game View and you will see new text in the center of the view. It appears to be way too small. So in the inspector, change font size to 70. However, after doing so, part of text disappears. Why is that? This happened because all text couldn't fit into this text rectangle. But for score counter, we don't need many digits. 2 are enough for now. We need to create 2 score counters like this, one for each player, and one more text object to display announcements. For example, winners. We already have one. Let's call it player 1 score counter. I will change font color to white and add a shadow effect. Add component, shadow. Shadow color is already black. I will just increase shadow offset a little, 2 on X and leave -1 on Y. Position this counter at appropriate location on the left. For that, manually type values into pos X box, -900 for player 1 and +900 for player 2. Our counters are ready. Time to create winner announcement text. Create one more text object and call it winner text. After that, duplicate it and turn it into press spacebar to restart the game text label. To organize our scene and simplify workflow, let's parent both these text objects under a panel. For this, let's first create one. Game object, UI, panel. This panel is supposed to appear when game is over and winner is announced. So let's call it Game Over panel. Now drag both objects under panel. What is good about it is that we can use background to improve readability. To have slightly see-through background, open color selection and adjust alpha value. Going all the way to black will make background completely transparent, and setting to white will make background opaque. Currently, panel occupies the whole screen space. We can scale it down a little. Click on the Anchors preset button, and while pressing and holding Alt key, click on the middle preset. That will unlock width and height modification of the panel. Now set width to something like 1000 and height 300. After you are happy with the way our UI looks, let's proceed to part B.